if I could implore upon you, I just need you to watch one simple piece of footage. Please, sir. We roll for you.
I am the stone that the builder refused. I am the visual, the inspiration that made ladies sing the blues. I'm the spark that makes your idea bright. The same spark that lights the dark so that you can know your left from your right. I am the ballad in your box, the bullet in the gun, the inner glow that lets you know to call your brother son. The story that just begun, the promise of what's to come. And I'ma remain a soldier till the war is won.
This bullshit needs to stop now.
Bounce up, that's it! Bulgarian broom kicks, Khalees and able to counter. Oh! And Hardy with the stereo pie! And one some momentum. Oh! He's fighting!
First lady of war, not basic, locking in figure fours. Ray with the AK, she red day, all day. Blow your head off for talking sideways. Street profits on a new day. Hey, yay. What up, clutch? Big Oos in the game. $7, stand on the front line. Spitting fact as he reads your mind. It's showtime.
Hello and welcome to War Wrestling Alliance Radio. This is the crossover episode you never thought you wanted to have because we have Chris Teffer on his iPad on here, and he's going part of the Rap Lab podcast. And we're doing a crossover episode. Don't confuse that with the Sesame stuff. Don't do that with that. But we have myself, Paradox Gonzalez. We have Pat, the Chef Pat Lee. We have Donald on here. We have the Duck Goes Bang. We have Radio with the AK. Everybody's on here right now. And then we're doing an episode where we're going to be comparing, contrasting wrestlers with rap, how rap has been introduced into wrestling, how it coincides with it as well. And it's always been brought up within there how we have rappers who love wrestling, love to be a part of wrestling. And Duck and Chris, would you like to go through what the steps are for what we're gonna do besides the fuckings, of course?
Well, first things first. Chris has been on here before, but it's a bit different. Chris, you want to introduce yourself as your podcast persona? It's a bit different since it's a crossover episode.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you guys for having me on. It's the one and only True G. Just call me the QG today. I got the La Bonable shirt. I got the Rap Lab podcast hoodie. So it's the best of both worlds here. Queens God, Queens Generation here with the World Wrestling Alliance Radio. Crossover episode. Hip Hop and Wrestling. Two of our favorite. It's our genres here together.
Absolutely. Right now, thank you for your introduction. So right now we're gonna go ahead and start off just with a quick little warm up and talk about our fuckums. I'm gonna go ahead and start it off because it's one is wrestling related, the other one isn't. I guess the non-wrestling related one, I just want to say fuck that one person who said that James Brown was trash. Because now all I just think is the fact that this man was the 60s version of a mumble rapper, and we really let that man get away with it.
Somebody said that for real?
Somebody basically said that James Brown was a mumble rapper? No, I said that he was a mumble rapper because that's all I can think about now, is that my man literally was out here spitting mumble rapper style type BS's. But that's just me being wild. But this guy really did say that this man was trash and said that if you kept James Brown banned, anybody could have done what James Brown could have done. And I disagree with that, but still fuck that guy. Because I had that thought and now I can't think that this man was nothing more than a mumble rapper in the 60s. But my second one is wrestling related. And I want to say I don't even know where this fucking even goes. Maybe it goes to Liv Morgan. Maybe it goes to me. Maybe it goes to Creative. I don't know who the fuck it goes to. But y'all know how much I've shitted on Liv Morgan. And for the first time in a long time, I watched her pay-per-view match and I enjoyed it. I was hopeful. I wanted her to win. And she fucking loses. And I'm confused. Like, why did you show these skills now when you're about to lose the fucking belt? Where were those shit your whole reign? It pissed me off. I'm mad. I'm mad because wait till you lose to want to show the fuck off. Get me excited. And now the title is just gone. I thought shit was going up, but no, it didn't. She lost the title. It doesn't change her score at all. I think, what was it, a 21 or whatever the hell she got? Still the same score. I agree with it. But yeah. So that fucking goes to the fact that Liv Morgan actually lost the match and she should have won it. So fuck Liv Morgan.
God damn. Jesus Christ. All right. The floor is open for any fuckings.
Well,
okay, hold on. I gotta get on cam for this one.
okay.
So that Liv and Ronda match was the worst women's match I've ever seen in my entire life. Complete and utter garbage. I do not understand what was the point of that match. Like Liv looked weak, her usual. Ronda looked like Brock Lesnar, but worse than Brock Lesnar, which I didn't think was possible, but here we are. And that last little, first of all, when she tried to pick up Ronda, and then instead of throwing her through that little part of the table, you throw her back on the ground, baby. She's only maybe 30 to 40 pounds heavier than your ass. Why can you not lift that? What is the risk? And then the way that it went from that to her passing, how the fuck do you pass out from that? She just had your arm. Your neck was, you can still breathe. Your neck was fine. 0 out of 10. That is the worst women's wrestling match in all of wrestling. Whoever choreographed that, you're fired. And if Ronda and Liv participated in that, you're fired.
You guys remember who booked that? They had the grid of who. Yeah. I don't know if it was Petey. Was it Petey Williams?
It might have been Petey.
Because we know what Biss. Because we know what Biss had. The Brawling Brutes and Imperium. Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes had one of the other matches. We know Jamie Noble had a match. It could have been Petey for the women.
Well, he needs to be fired. Ass. First of all, that match was like 4 minutes long. And it was just botches. It was just bad. They look, how you 1 minute in, you're already tired. Like, I'm just disgusted. And now they're talking about we're going to get a heel Liv. Okay, and then this Liv, we've seen heel Liv in the Riot Squad.
She was smiling. She was smiling at the end of that chokehold.
Okay, what's she gonna do? Be Joker? Okay, bitch, we got like 14 Jokers on WWE. You not original. This is ass. 0 out of 10. I wouldn't watch it again. If I see them on my screen, I'm turning that shit off. Horrible. Now I'm done. I'm going to go back to eating now.
A 10?
0 out of 10. We'll never watch it again. I'm so serious.
It was a 2. It was a little excitement there, yo.
Bullshit.
There was a little bit, yo.
So you gonna look me in my eyes and tell me you was excited by that? when it was.
I wasn't listen. I was a little bit. It was a little like, oh shit. Like I see you live. I see you're actually trying. I listen. I'm not saying I'm a Liv Morgan fan.
Where?
She tried a little bit, yo. Am I the only one who feels like this?
Nah, bro, you're not.
What did she try to do? She tried to pick up Ronda Rousey. She couldn't do it. She tried to hit her with a bat and she couldn't do it. I don't give a fuck if you try. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. And clearly, she can't be a champion. She's not a good champion. This whole idea of putting her as a champion is gonna get better.
Whoa, hold up. I'm not saying that she was a good champion anywhere. Oh no, I'm not saying for me. I'm not saying she's a good champion. I'm just saying out of her run, this was the most exciting I've seen her be.
Yeah.
That's
sad to say, baby.
It is. Again, that's why her shit still stays the same as a 21.
Can I change my scores to 0?
Nah, it's too late. She got her 21, yo.
Nah, I'm gonna use take about 14 off.
I mean, either way, she gotta go to summer school.
My other fuck them is I don't understand why all the other matches are super short as well. Okay, I'm done now.
Well, I mean, when it comes to hip hop, the only fuck 'em I could give him is to Kanye South.
Hell yeah.
Kanye South. That's not Kanye West. That's somebody else.
Kanye South. That's not Kanye West. That's somebody else.
That's a clown, yo. That's one of them snake people, bro.
Yep. And with all the stuff that he's been doing, and he's been banned from social media.
It's about time. It's about time.
Yeah, nah, I agree. Yeah, okay, maybe my fucking might be a little unfair and unjust because it's not necessarily what was said, it was how it was handled.
Right.
MJF fucking for his response to Kanye, don't get me wrong, he has every right to be upset with what he said, but what I didn't like was the fact that he compared and then was like, I wasn't trying to compare even though you compared. And it's like, you can be mad, you can say it, but like, bro, you ain't had to bring us into this shit to get your point across. And then when you got called out, you basically double back to just say, well, I don't give a fuck. If you felt that way, you're just stupid as a brick or some shit like that. It's like, nah, what you said was wild, bro. Take that out. Even though he was every right to be upset, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Especially now, because he's just come back and, you know, now he wants to be more vocal. And with everything going on with Kanye, it's like he's trying to be the poster child. Well, everybody knows he's Jewish. And Kanye said what he said. So now he wants to stand tall and say about anti-Semitism and everything. So, yeah, I agree with you on that, though.
Yeah.
Yo, whoever chewed them chips, them shit sound mad good.
Capo status. He's on camera. What up?
What's good? I was told everybody get on the cam. So I'm like, damn, I ain't have time to get in shape up and nothing. I'm out here looking real wild. I'm feeling my chef coat, my chef hat. I'm in here cleaning up. What's good though?
What's good, my brother?
Man, sorry, just still on the fucking segment. If we done to the next segment,
I got a couple.
Shit. Get your
Who
fucking
you got?
song.
Who you got?
This may obsess me, but my fucking is to everybody who believes Kanye West has ever been for anybody but Kanye West. Like, I don't care what the man has ever said out of his mouth to support Black people or not to support Black people. Kanye has always done things to promote Kanye. And it's working again because everybody is emotional at this moment based off of his current behavior. So that's my first fuck with the people who believe Kanye is for more than Kanye. My second fuck is to Antonio Brown. because you don't pull that shit with people's wives, bro. Even if they are getting a divorce with the Tom Brady shit, that's just not called for. And then my final fucking is wrestling related. Is to everybody giving Triple H a hard time for having to undo so many fucking wrong things in the world of wrestling right now. Like, I mean, the man puts on a great show, and people give him a seat because of the doings of people in the past, not based off his. So that's my last. Yeah.
Anybody got any more?
Yeah. So
surprisingly, I have no focus this week. Y'all touched on everything. I actually got none for once.
All right.
Yeah, we good. We good.
Good. That's what's up. We're gonna move into the next segment, man, which is just a quick brief, since we already on the topic of the pay-per-view. Just a quick go over before we jump into our topic. So let's talk about it, man. Overall, how did we enjoy the pay-per-view, man? You know, what stood out, what you like, what you didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, just a quick little synopsis, nothing too serious.
All right. I'm gonna go. I will give the pay-per-view an 8 out of 10. It was highly entertaining. I loved the show. It was great. It had its moments, but I'm not even gonna be complain much about it. Like the only match, I think the even though I knew Cross was gonna get the win, I think the way it happened was lackluster for his official return or first match on the main roster. I think it'd have been a little bit better, but it was good. It just fell flat, and also the Liv and Ronda match. Even though we knew what the outcome was, but it might be a different story as time progressed. But other than that, this pay-per-view, I believe it hit out the park. And since Trips took over, I mean, every pay-per-view thus far has been up there as like a Mania caliber / SummerSlam caliber worth of entertainment. Like there wasn't a dull spot. And welcome back to my man, Bray Wyatt. That, and we almost got swerved. Like I almost turned my TV off. Like oh, no Bray. As soon as I was about to press power, all the lights went out. I'm like, yes, that's the way to intro back. And we got swerved on Monday night. That was a good swerve. But other than that, that's my synopsis. It was a very good pay-per-view. 8 out of 10 for me.
All right, I'll go next. Definitely, I give it an 8 out of 10. I finished it up again. I watched it, and I watched it over just to see if I missed anything and to add more details. Each match told a story, which was excellent. You know, it's like a soap opera. You know, every match kind of told its own little story. And I said from the beginning that the match of the night, for me, if you let them do what they're supposed to do, I said Finn Balor and Edge with the I Quit match. And kudos to Michael Cole for Cole, because he really stood out in that one. Anytime you have such a high drama, high pressure situation, we've seen tons of I Quit matches. And it's become the narrative that somebody that you love has to be put in jeopardy for you to quit. You're not going to quit on your own, but someone you love is going to get hurt, and then you feel for them. And that's what happened with Beth Phoenix. And it was just so good to see that part. And I was thinking about the Riddle and Seth match, to Seth Rollins for being a professional, because we all know the situation. Seth does not like Matt Riddle, but he's a pro. He's going to do his job, and he's going to try to put on the best match that he can put on every single time. You know, I had my eye on those specifically just to see what I can get from it. Because the others with the Brawling Brutes and the Imperium, I knew that was going to be a banger, and it was. kudos to Bianca Belair for really putting in the work in that ladder match, because again, we know she's a great athlete. She's very popular. She's an inspiration to all the young women out there. And this was something different for her. And there's rumblings that there's one 4-horsewoman left that she has never faced. So, you know, definitely looking forward to that. And of course, when you cap it off with Bray, I mean, this is what we wanted. He's back. It worked out. And Triple H pulled the classic takeover watermark towards the end. When you see that happen at a takeover, you think the night's over. All of a sudden, something happens after that. So that was very, very good. I'm with Brother Rem on that, man. I give it a solid 8. And yeah, I'm a big Drew McIntyre guy. He had to do the job. The ending could have been different, because again, it's good to see Cross get that win. He needed that win. Drew was the perfect guy for it. So it was a good show, man.
I guess I'll go, or Ray can go. It doesn't matter.
Go ahead. You can go ahead. I'm still eating.
Oh, okay.
I can go after you.
Okay, I'll give the show a 7 out of 10. Really a 7.5. More so would be more accurate. I think every match was up to my expectations, except for the Seth and Matt Riddle match. I thought it was it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good and it wasn't great. It was just like, I could have seen this on Monday Night Raw for 15 minutes and like I would have flipped the channel. But because I think we were waiting for Bray Wyatt, it was more so of let's keep it on just in case Bray does show up. So that's how I felt about that match. Again, I don't think it was necessarily a bad match, but it wasn't great or good. It was just kind of like, okay, it's here. I don't know if that's due to the relationship between the two gentlemen, or there's just no in-ring chemistry between the two individuals, period. Like sometimes you could have two of the best wrestlers go at it and it just be like, I could have did without that match. So it could have been one of those cases. Everything else that happened throughout the night was kind of what I expected. I believe, once again, Michael Cole stole the show just with his calling during the Judgment Day match. I love the reaction that the crowd gave Judgment Day at the end of that match. Towards the end of that match, it was like, it was almost like, okay, we believe now. Like, we don't like you guys are really bad guys, and we really believe it now. So I enjoyed that. But match of the night, I gotta go with the Brawling Brutes and Imperial. That was a fight, man. I loved it from start to finish. That was one of those ones. And then as far as the EST is concerned, I think she did a phenomenal job as usual in ring. I don't think there's ever a concern about her in-ring abilities. I always feel like when it comes to something, it's mic related, with her. But for me, with her, it's kind of, if you give Charlotte a pass when it comes to the mic, you have to give her a pass when it comes to the mic as well. So, but she put on a phenomenal match. Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey did exactly what I thought they were going to do, absolutely nothing. And, and that's just how that went. So, yeah.
Welcome, Wawa Rewards member. Welcome, Wawa Rewards member.
That's it. Does anybody else have anything else they want to say?
I think everybody really had. Oh yeah, go ahead, Ray.
Wow, you forgot about me. I'll be quick. I give this PPV a 4 out of 10. I feel like the matches were rushed from what I've seen. The women matches were very, very lackluster and underwhelming. I feel like Bianca and Bailey could have done a lot more. And they didn't get the opportunity to. I just feel like if you're gonna have Alexa Bliss and Asuka like be on the side of Bianca, they should have popped out and fuck her goons too, because I feel like that would have added more to the story. It would have gave something. And I love Bianca like winning, but it's also kind of like, where do we go from now? Like, okay, yeah, the Liv and Ronda fight. I have no words. I said it in my fucking. But yeah, it's. I'm hoping that it can go up from here. Right now, it's not doing it for me.
All right, so everybody knows I'm a giant Bray Wyatt fan, so that was the hype of the night for me. I literally got my mask out, and I was like, "Yo, let's go! It's Bray Wyatt." This man got one of the biggest pops of, that in WWE we haven't heard from, and they just played the whole world in his hands. That made a crazy impact, I had my friend over. He doesn't really watch pay-per-view, but I sent you out a video of him getting hyped for each match. The more violent the match, I think he was more interested with the first match, the Brawling Brutes and Imperium, and they did phenomenal. That was one of those matches I was like, wow, this is brutal. This is fighting. This is what we needed to start off, to kick it off. It's Extreme Rules. The low of the night was definitely still the Liv Morgan, Ronda Rousey. We were just sitting there like, this is a bullshit match. It didn't serve anything. I don't feel like it did anything for either competitor. But I'll still give this pay-per-view like a 7.5 out of 10. You could push it to 8 just for the Bray Wyatt thing. And we overall Papa H is still doing good.
All right. Anybody else got anything more to say? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Anybody got anything else more they want to say? Thank you. All right. Well, on to the topic at hand. The intersectionality between hip hop and wrestling. Basically, a brief synopsis of it is, or the idea behind it is that one night I was basically just cooling, and I don't know, like a rapper said something, I heard a crazy bar, and it just got me thinking on like a whole thing of like, rap and hip hop is rarely talked about. And I hit Chris up, we talked about it. I came to him with the idea. He was definitely down, and here we are, having this conversation about it. So basically, we're going to go around the room and just really ask, like, hey, what do y'all really think about that when you hear that, idea of rap, intersectionality between rap and hip hop? Like, why do you think it's a thing? Why do you feel like wrestling is involved in the rap community and vice versa? For me personally, I think it's just the idea of personas. You see crazy personas in rap the same way that you see them in wrestling. Some people look to some personas and say, yo, that's me. You have some rappers who look at like how rappers will look at the Italian mobsters and try to live that lifestyle. And you see wrestlers, they live that cool lifestyle. You look in, the NWA, the AWA days, Dusty Rhodes and the fur minks and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Like that stuff is often glorified in hip hop. But what are some reasons that y'all think this is a thing?
To answer that and to piggyback off what you said, it's all about expression and it's about art. Wrestlers are artists and the rappers are artists. And it takes me back to like 1993 when you really started to see characters embrace that rap persona, that hip hop persona, that edgy persona. You got to go like Public Enemy, when they first came out and they was having on the jerseys and doing the hip hop dancing and they were rapping during their promos, because this is 1993. This is the 90s. It's like the golden age. And in the same year, you had Men on a Mission. You had Mo, Mabel, and Oscar was rapping. So I think because it was so big at the time that they had to embrace it and had to incorporate it. And they started creating characters that reflected hip hop. And it's about expression. It's about giving something to keep people engaged and making people invest their time in it. So hip hop being so big, the wrestling promoters knew, hey, you know, we gotta try. And then years progressed, you started to see more. You could even go with Fatu. When Fatu stopped being a head shrinker and he was on his embrace the change and make a difference type of thing, where he was speaking about getting out of the gangs and doing something positive with your life. And that's what rap is really about, you know, expressing that message. So it's all about telling the story. It's all about being creative. So both cultures intertwined. And if you can bring in the rap audience to the wrestling world, and you could take the wrestling world and bring them into the rap world, it's a win-win for everybody. Those are my two favorite things ever growing up. Rappers were my heroes and wrestlers were my heroes. If you combine both, you got a fan.
Facts, I agree with that, man. Anybody else want to go? Give their two,
I'll pick up from there.
All right, bet.
Yeah, I got you. Like, basically, like both of you guys already established, it's like the boom of wrestling and the boom of I'm not gonna say rap, well, the boom of rap and the boom of, I want to say, the WWE era of wrestling really coincided with each other about 84, 85. You know what I mean? So like this new age wrestling that Vince created was born damn near the same time rap was on his legs and getting notarized. And like we all either close to 40 in our 40s or somewhere in that area. So we all came up. I know I grew up watching wrestling as a little youngin'. You know what I mean? With my cousins spending the night at Granny house. There was no other entertainment for us besides Saturday morning cartoons and WWF. You know what I mean? So they all came up together. So, and they both became popular. So we had a little hip hop segments when it was young. But now in 2022, damn near everybody's ring music is of hip hop orientation. It's like you barely get like, you know how back in the day it was like a little rock roll type of entrance when you came to the ring. Now it's damn near all hip hop. And personally, I love it. I love it personally. And I think it's a good thing. And it's what's best for business. And I think that's what like you guys said, the promoters and the owners, if they see you have this type of audience and a lot of rappers that in our age group from our time have bars. There's so many wrestling bars and rap, so many Vince McMahon references, so many SummerSlam references, all littered in rap. It's like they was like fraternal twins. That's how I'm gonna take it on that one.
Nice. Anybody else got anything with that? How does rap and wrestling intertwine? Anybody got anything?
I mean, you gotta look at what they did. They did an album. Yes, it was more rock than rap. I think it was WWE Aggression.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
right.
The Aggression CD. Yeah.
Right. Ron DMC, Ice-T, like Kool Keith, Snoop Dogg. I mean, it was like the coolest CD to have as a kid, because you like if you like rock, they had some rock for you. If you didn't like rap, hey yo, here's some shit you can listen to, and then be like, oh, that's dope though. Like I was in between that genre, down in Bed-Stuy. So I was into rock, I was into rap, and it was like the coolest thing to hear from that. I mean, look at Ric Flair, He's in a rap video, for God's sake. What is it? The Ric Flair drip? Like it's
That
his
is
whole thing.
yeah.
This limousine riding, jet, like, come on. Of course you're gonna include everything with rap with that. It's the persona, it's the rock star thing. And what did they say? Party like a rock star. Who's partying like a rock star? Guys like Ric Flair, like Evolution, they're partying like rock stars. And of course, a lot of them do love to listen to rap music. Look at Randy Orton. He's a huge fan of rap music and stuff like that. I think it's more intertwined now than it was way back then. Way back then was, like you said, the rock and roll kind of thing. They weren't into rap as much as it was, but thankfully a lot more. Like you have like Keith Lee. Keith Lee has his own thing. Swerve does his own music, so that's amazing. That's great for him. I love that. Most everybody who has, you just hear it in there. Like it's more of the rap, it comes out of there, and it's more of an attitude thing. And it has more of a presence than just simply a theme music. It has more of a personification. People want to listen to it now. They want to go on Spotify like, yo, I want to listen to the rest of that. And I'm glad that it's actually happening like that now.
Hey, you guys want to hear something funny? You know where NWO got For Life from?
Sure. Like what would that be?
Kevin Nash confirmed it. He said they got it from the West Side Connection. They got it from Ice Cube, Mac 10, and WC. Because Hogan, he heard them say, hey, where'd you guys get For Life from? And then Kevin Nash is like, oh, we got that from Mac 10, Ice Cube, and WC. So I was like, wow, you know what I mean? You got that from that. And obviously, we know Conan is a big rap guy. He was cutting some raps, and you remember going to with R-Truth, the 3 Live crew. We all know Ron Killings is a rap guy, and also BG James, man, Road Dogg, he's also a rap guy. So it was just great to see all that.
I think it kind of goes back to how Ron kind of opened up tonight. I mean, even though he called James Brown a mumble rapper, I thought that was kind of funny. But it's the tagline. It's the taglines, right? So like what James Brown did for music, what a lot of people don't know is like most of your songwriters, like you get paid for your verses and you get paid for the hook, but it's really the tagline in the song that really is what streams the records, or what the industry kind of monikers as the value of the record. So James Brown is probably the greatest tagline writer of all times, you know, and from that moving on, you know, when you get into hip hop and then you get into wrestling, it's essentially cutting a promo, you know, like your bar on one side, you have bars that coincide with a story of struggle or a story of triumph, right? And then if you flip over to the other side, it's a story of how I'm going to win and how you're going to lose, you know. And then there's always that signature within each rapper's song or each wrestler's promo, and that's usually their tagline. So like I think when you look at it from those two perspectives, like it's kind of hard for the music not to go like hand in hand with one another, because essentially they do like the same things. Like just in different format. So that would be like what I would say with it.
That's a great point, especially with a guy like John Cena. Look how many rap battles he had on SmackDown.
And shout out to my man Kurt Angle, the greatest wrestling rapper of all time.
That was a classic rap battle between John Cena and Kurt Angle, man. That was great. And the referee that used to do the beatbox, that was cool.
Trying to unmute. All right. What do you guys feel like how John Cena has his persona as it first came out? Dr. Dogonomics, his album that actually did come out, did actually pretty well. Obviously. Good.
I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. I'm from Harlem, New York, right? I've been back and forth between Boston and all that. Let me tell you something. John Cena, that's him. I'm around a lot of white boys who love hip hop, and that's what they do. They go places, they freestyle. You wouldn't believe it till you see it. When I first came out here, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you shitting me? But I'm like, nah, they love the culture. They be trying to school you. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, y'all wild right now. Don't tell me about the 3 stripes. I know about the 3 stripes, son. What you talking about? But they be on it like the historians. So that Cena, that was him at 20-something years old. Like, that was him. I miss that Cena.
Word. I mean, like just a quick comeback. I mean, he did the WrestleMania thing with Bray Wyatt. That was a little. I needed just a return to form, just one good time. Just
I don't know, bro. I don't know. He took clean cut now, man. Like it's I don't know. It'll let's put it this way. The kid in me will probably like jump up out of my seat. Right. You know how they had that, like the funniest thing was they had that meme, right? Like the grown man crying and his son like Dad, why are you crying? It's John Cena. He's like, 'cause he's back, son. He's back. like that.
I remember that.
That was like really, really good, right? But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of eras kind of guy, bro. Like, leave certain things in certain eras and let it because then you can appreciate it more, right? Like, the evolution of his character can kind of like coincide with the evolution of like Jay-Z. Like, the stuff we got on Reasonable Doubt, we not getting no more. And although some people might like be like, nah, bring back that old flow, we need that Reasonable Doubt flow. It's like Jay's in a clean cut era of his life, you know. So it's the marble floors and him hitting us with bars about cap tables, and like that went over like a lot of people's heads. But it's like when you really listen to it, it's like, yo, this nigga really getting some money. Like, 'cause that's the type that's real grown man talk right there at that moment. So like it's the same thing with Cena. Cena's past that phase of having to kind of be that guy. Now he's the guy that comes to the ring and says, I've done it all. All I need is a 1, 2, 3. You know, like, you know, so
facts.
He's done it before, so yeah.
Right.
Wow.
So
that was a good comparison.
I'm not even gonna lie. Jay-Z got me want to buy a humidor, and I don't even smoke cigars.
You know, like I mean,
he's a
but
cultural icon.
Just to say I got it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's interesting with John?
Go ahead.
What I'm saying is that was an accident. Stephanie McMahon caught him freestyling, and she said, yo, you should bring that to TV. You should incorporate that. Because again, him being the prototype character, it was bland. Mm-hmm. You saw the
walking bland, Jesus.
You saw no, I'm not
character in real life.
You saw the potential, and you're like, okay, who are you? What is it about you? You know, and once he brought that in, and he embraced it all the way to the point where he had to go to Hot 97, he had to go to 106 in Park, he had to go to these hip hop places and really embrace that, and that's exactly who he is. When he showed and proved, like, this is exactly who I am. This is not fake. This is something that I love. The man was in the Double XL magazine rating classic albums and really breaking them down. So the Chronic, Doggy Style, Illmatic, all of that. So this was exactly what he needed to do. And I agree with all of you guys. It was a moment we could look back at it and appreciate now. He's grown. It goes from the button-ups to the suit and tie, like Jay-Z always said. So it was a beautiful thing to experience. You could look back at it. And the album went gold. The album sold 500,000 copies.
Right.
So I'm looking that up right now, and it literally was that saved his career.
Yeah.
Because when he got the call up with the prototype gimmick, it was ruthless aggression. And it was like, all right, what else though, bro? Like, you gotta come
he
up.
Was the only one out of that class that wasn't even protected too, which is always the story for me with that. Like, Brock was protected, you know, like he was as the next big thing, you know, that was his That was his thing. You threw Randy Orton and Batista in Evolution, and then here's John Cena just here. Like, and that's probably the greatest, one of the, if not the greatest, one of the greatest OVW classes of like all times, of when you just look at the greatness that came from that. So he was the one that wasn't given anything, and he's the one that ended up being the biggest out of all of them. So
yeah, of course, yeah. But it's similar to like Max Caster, because he did come out freestyler. Max Caster does the same thing now, but there's definitely a difference. I can see that it's still not PG what Max Caster does, and he does get in trouble a lot with his shit. But I do see there's definitely a difference. I see Max Caster can still have a great career. There's still a ceiling there because you're gonna still have that comparison with John Cena, of course, with the rapping game, of course. But I'm glad he does have Anthony Bowens to still jump off of at any time that helps him to, like, he's like his hype man. John Cena didn't really have a hype man; he just had henchmen. But John Cena, Max Caster does have a hype man that still helps him and bigs him up, and it helps him in matches. So, still amazing talent. It's just similar starting backgrounds. That's what it is.
All right. Yeah.
Listen to me, Daddy.
That was a good topic. That was a good little part of the section. But let's talk about it, man. We touched on some things, but let's bring up some history that we've seen in WWE, AEW, wherever you want to, draw from wrestling, where hip hop was incorporated. One of my recent favorite times is the battle between the Usos and the New Day. Don't try to go all X-rated like your boy Xavier Woods.
That was great.
I love that line. That's my favorite line out the whole battle.
Because it's so wild. I didn't expect nobody to really say that, but
it was wild, bro.
woo. You know what I'm saying? So it was good. And then good to see Wale, who is a DC native, on TV. Mega Ran, which I don't know if y'all ever heard of Mega Ran.
He's a wrestling fan. Yep.
Yeah. He's like the wrestler video game rapper dude. One Wing Angel, if you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII, he actually did, I didn't know this, but he did a whole album dedicated to that whole game, in theory. Taking samples of the songs and just hip-hopizing it and spitting bars over it.
I need a link. I need a link.
He was just shit out of the group a lot, right?
I gotta hear that. Holy shit.
If you just type in Mega Ran, One Wing Angel, and then kind of go from there.
Okay.
Basically, I guess spits a whole battle between him, the party, and Sephiroth. So it's a pretty good one. I enjoy it. I'll drop a link. But let me hear some of y'all favorite hip hop moments in wrestling.
Woo! Oh man. Vividly as I remember as a kid, and I'm gonna take you guys way back. This one is very special to me. 1989, WrestleMania 5, when the Mega Powers exploded. Right at the start, we got a WrestleMania rap from the hottest group out at the time, and it was from my hometown, my Hollis boys, Run DMC. That was the first time I've ever seen anything like that. I think that was the first time they ever did anything like that. And a little backstory, DMC is a huge wrestling fan to this day. So his manager reached out to the WWF and said, hey, how about you have us come down there? Rev Run and Jam Master Jay were not wrestling fans. They thought they was just going to come do a performance, but little did they know, DMC was the one that was most excited because he grew up, he was a big Hulk Hogan fan. So I remember seeing them in the ring doing the WrestleMania rap. And just two more, because I want to share, I want everybody to chime in. Wyclef performing It Doesn't Matter on SmackDown with The Rock. that was a great moment. And it was great because The Rock was in full character. Oh my God. The Rock was standing there with the $1,000 shirt with the shades, and he was just waiting to keep saying it doesn't matter, and then Wyclef was just doing his part, and of course 3 6 Mafia when they did the song for Mark Henry, that was really really great. I enjoyed that. I loved it, man. Mark Henry, this was the Hall of Pain. Mark Henry, 3 6 Mafia comes out, they're performing. Mark is in full character, and he just turns and gives them a little head nod, like, yeah, you know. And they was in Memphis, Tennessee, and I just got chills off that. So there's so many moments, but those 3 right there, I just love that, man. That was great.
That was definitely one of my. I think that's probably, other than Snoop Dogg getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, the Wrestling Hall of Fame. I think that's probably my favorite. It's 3 6 Mafia coming out, and like, yeah, that was one of those moments where it was like, for me, I felt like it was more than just like the main culture. Like, it was the real culture. Like, the real culture of like the music had made it like to the big towns. Yeah, those are my two favorite like memories of the culture being involved with WWE.
All right, I'm gonna bring up one. All right, one that was cool. Ice-T, Pimpin' Ain't Easy, man. With
yeah.
See, WrestleMania 2000.
I forgot about that one. Woo.
2000 to 2001. Oh, 2000, I think, right? Godfather and D'Lo Brown. He came out doing it.
It was 2000.
And they had the hose with them and everything. It was like, yo, this is spectacular. This is amazing. That shit was, you know, Ice-T was having a good ass time too. That shit was wild as fuck. But then, all right, a second one that's just more just funny than anything else. Kevin Owens powerbomb and Machine Gun Kelly. Because that was, this man agreed to take a powerbomb like off a stage, and it was like, damn, bro, all right. Like, and then Kevin Owens looked like he was so annoyed with this dude. He was like, yo, fuck your music. And I was like, Jesus Christ, Kevin, chill out, bro. That's a small interaction. The most recent one has to be like Snoop Dogg and AEW with the Frog Splash, or the Snoop Splash, I'll call it. I mean, he tried his best. Yeah, like, he tried his best. It's all right. It's cool, man. It was entertaining. It was like, yo, as everybody keeps saying, Snoop is living his life right now, because he got to be in a wrestling ring and then deliver a move, a finisher move, whatever like that. So that was like, that's 3 for me.
I'm sorry. I'll let everybody else speak before I say something else, because I just thought about something else.
Okay. Who didn't?
And I don't want to between Donald and Rem, and I don't want to take nobody's thing away, just in case if they do.
No, I went already. Go ahead, Rem.
Oh,
I'm gonna go with something recent, because I didn't really know that boy could spit. Like, you know, I'm thinking it was like a gimmick, but that boy Top Dollar could flow. So when
how do we forget
Hit Row came back? When Hit Row came back, and they had their little mini concert for no reason on SmackDown, I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. And the crowd was like, what the fuck is going on? But someone's feeling it, but the shit was it was live, because that boy can spit. And every week he drops like a little freestyle. Every week he has like a little freestyle, a vignette, or something on social media. Where, like, right now, I think he has one out where he's rapping in the jacuzzi. But the boy nice.
Shout out to Top Dollar.
You see, the culture has taken over. And for honorable mention, we're gonna shout out Crime Time for the old G Unit look.
With the bulletproof vest and all.
Money. Yeah.
That was funny.
My guys,
like,
I used to love Crime Time, bro.
The moment you took your jacket off, your headscarf off, anything you had on you as your gear, who wants it? Who want it? 100? 100. Wow. Like, bro, you just sell off my merch? Like, what's going on here?
They was lit, yo.
Mm-hmm. They
Oh.
was the chain gang, right? With John Cena, right? Wasn't that the chain gang?
Yeah, they
That
had a little
Sometime.
something.
Yeah,
They had a
they
little
had.
It was
something.
quick. It was quick.
Yeah,
It was good though.
Let me
yeah.
just
Wait,
add this in.
hold
Let me
on.
just add this in. My
Good.
fault. Because Alfred, shout out to Candyman, shout out Rev, shout out to Harker. Candyman would kill me if I don't mention No Limit in WCW. You guys remember that?
That's a fact. That did happen.
Right.
That did happen. That did happen.
That was a
That
big
feels
thing.
like a weird fever dream now. Hold on.
Oh man, that you know why? Because I'm gonna tell y'all something. You guys, are you guys familiar with Big Swole from No Limit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Master P's cousin.
Oh, word?
I don't think I remember that one.
Yeah, that's P's cousin. So he always wanted to be a wrestler. Big Swole, he always wanted to be a wrestler. So Master P, No Limit being the hottest at the time, he's like, yo, I got a cousin. He loved wrestling. He want to wrestle. How about And Eric Bischoff made it happen. They brought in the whole crew, and it just took off from there. They was beefing with the West Texas Rednecks. I Hate Rap and Hootie Who was out at the time. It was just it was a crazy moment for WCW.
Which one of them was it Ray or Conan part of it?
Conan was down. Conan was down with them. Rey Mysterio was down with them. They was all, because when they did the press conference, Conan was there, Ray was there. They was taking pictures together, and they really incorporated it. And it was good to bring them in, especially when they were in New Orleans, like the whole crowd. So it was an experiment. It went the way it went. All those guys were involved. P, Silk, C Murder, everybody was involved in the product. Instead of just being in the background and letting these guys wrestle, No Limit, they were involved in it. So it was good to see that.
They shut that down pretty quick though, didn't they? For like no reason or something like that, or this guy didn't get reception like it needed to.
It didn't go to where it was really supposed to go. Funny enough, people actually liked the West Texas Rednecks when the West Texas Rednecks were supposed to be the heels, and seeing Kurt Hennig in that way, because we all know Kurt Hennig is Mr. Perfect and all that, but we've never seen him in this kind of comedy thing saying that he's a redneck. Kurt Hennig's not a redneck, but he's wearing the cowboy hat, and he's got the vest, and he's hanging around with Barry Windham, and they have a video saying, I hate rap. Shout out to Jimmy Hart for writing those lyrics too.
Yeah, that was a good time.
We're not gonna get anything like that again.
Just a few other things. First thing first. First thing first. Shout out to B Square, John Cena's partner. For a brief moment.
Yo, you took us back with that one.
B Square.
B Square, get out of here.
No way.
It's a brief moment where he had a dude named B Square that rode with him.
That's Bull Buchanan. That's Bull Buchanan.
And also I just also want to say it's kind of wild that we're seeing our rappers we grow up with fully get into wrestling, like Trina, Lil Scrappy, Steve, what's his name? The rat face dude from the hip hop joint.
Who that?
Wow.
Stevie J. Yeah, him and Scrappy was tag team champions in another territory for a bit second. Scrappy. I did say another territory. I can't think of what it is. But yeah,
does it come to him right now?
Yeah, Action Bronson too. Recently, Action Bronson.
Right, and Action Bronson.
I forgot about that. Like him with Taz's kid.
Somebody got them paws. The Action Bronson. Yeah, Action Bronson. He's bulldozers. He's very green, but he's in there.
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see what Trina gonna do though. That was a shock out of nowhere. I'm like, damn, Trina.
It is, man. It's just that it's wild to like see that a lot of these artists, like even the simple fact that like we was talking, like the fact that Nicki Minaj was on that song of Victorious. Like little things like that, that's just kind of crazy. You got Lil' Kim, who did was it Stephanie's joint?
Trish.
Nah, that
Trish, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Jackie O this Steph. Jackie O this Stephanie.
Yes, that's what it was. Yes. So you got all these people all these artists who do a lot of behind the scenes stuff for wrestling, man. It's great to see it. Wale,
I ain't gonna lie. Before Cardi dropped her baby, I suppose she was inbound to a ring appearance.
Oh man.
I heard she wanted to. Like I think they were supposed to do something for SummerSlam.
Well, with Cardi?
Yeah, like there was talks, about getting her involved in it, but like Brother Rem said, the baby and everything. But prior to that, because they used her song, she actually put a tweet talking about wrestling and wrestlers, and like she actually went back and forth.
A tweet war with somebody.
She did. Who was that?
Oh, I know. We find out.
I can't remember, but I do know she said something. She had said something along the lines.
I'll tell you.
Yo, Vince McMahon, count your fucking days, when they made like a little joke about her being on backstage or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
All that. And all that kind of started from there. But I can't remember who she went back and forth with though.
Dang, who was that?
Yeah,
it was heated too.
Wait, speaking about beefs, that was. Y'all remember the Randy Orton Soulja Boy beef that like appeared out of nowhere and like Soulja Boy said it was like all fake and he was like, "Yo, my big bigger than you," and I'm like, "Randy."
It was Lacey Evans.
Oh, it was Lacey Evans and Cardi. Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to say what?
Nah, Randy. I wanted Randy Orton to RKO that boy so bad, man.
Him and his fake Nintendo game systems and shit.
Yo, Soulja Boy.
They went back and forth hard too. I was like, "Yo, are we getting a program here? What's going on here?" Then we were supposed to still have John Cena versus Fabulous. I don't know what happened with that.
Fabulous.
If y'all remember that. If y'all remember.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was the problem with B Square, yo. B Square is like it's like the. If you get this reference, you was heavy into that G unit, that G unit.
Right.
But G Square was the black child of wrestling, bro. That's all I'm saying.
That is so ill. That is so funny. You guys just took me back. Since Ron mentioned music, Shane McMahon. That's Naughty by Nature.
Right.
Naughty by Nature did Here Comes the Money. Yeah. Oh man, like all that is great. Naughty by Nature, bro.
Yo, mind blown. Mind blown.
And listen to it, you would never notice it.
Here Comes the Money. Yep. Tretch and Vinny, they was on it.
Yo, that's wild, yo.
Yep.
Yeah, man. We're getting educated right now because oh my god, I had no idea about that.
Yeah, Naughty by Nature. Yeah. I wish they would have did that live for him.
Oh god.
That would have been great.
What?
Yo, then it came out rapping with 1,000 punches of fury.
Yeah.
All right, so if we can something real quick. Who do y'all think did a better performance for who they introduced into the ring? Because you had Sasha Banks with Snoop Dogg, you had Icy, like I mentioned before, with the Godfather, who because they've had wrestlers rappers introduce wrestlers to do their performance.
All right, so question or honorable mention?
No, just like in general. Just general, so that we can go to the next.
No. I'm just saying because a lot of people we saying rap. I look at Fred Durst as a rapper, even though he's part of Limp Bizkit.
You can.
I mean, that was that weird time where that rock rap was taking off. So I mean, he had a beef with Eminem, and they had bars for each other.
But so Fred had bars.
Why you said he was like
You remember that track he had with Method Man?
Yeah, and Together Now.
Fire.
And Together Now, that record. Ooh, yeah. The DJ Premier beat.
Listen,
we're going back a lot.
You're just not going to hear me give credit to Fred Durst for anything. But while we're rolling, man. As far as your question goes, I did enjoy the Rock and John Cena match where Flo Rida and I think that was Was that Machine Gun Kelly also for that one WrestleMania where they introduced both of them?
I
Yeah, I
believe it
think
was.
so. Yeah.
It was.
That was
was
like
good.
a battle
yeah,
with both
I
of them for
enjoyed
the
that.
intro.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
enjoyed that
Cool,
intro.
Cool.
About the Flow
Donald,
Rider,
anything?
aka Nelly
Straight
Russell.
good, bro. Nah, y'all
Straight
good,
good.
bro.
Okay.
All right. I just wanted to like segue 2 seconds and then like we
Nah.
could continue. You know what I mean?
Well,
Doug?
no. I mean, since we're honest about rap music and people doing intros, what's some of y'all favorite bars, wrestling bars?
Like
I'm gonna let
songs?
actual
From a wrestler?
songs. No, actual songs. So well, go ahead, Chris. You can start it off.
I
bro.
got you. I gotta go. I have a few. Of course, I got Nas, Freak Beats, Slam It Like Iron Sheik. I got Method Man on. I got Method Man on his Cal 2000 album where he said, "I'm the bastard, the total package, like Lex Luger, pull a sting out my yellow jacket, make the maneuver." I'm like, ooh, okay, because WCW was the hottest thing at the time, so it was good to hear that. I'm not gonna take up too much time. I definitely want to give y'all one more, like RZA when he said and channel through solar panels, blast off like Roman candles, rap vandals, stomp your ass like Wahoo McDaniel. And then I'll end it with Jizza when he said, "I slayed MCs back in the Rec Room era. My style broke mother backs like Ken Patera." I like those lines.
I got one from Wale. When Bret Hart meets Bret Favre, a sharpshooter well exceeding any figure four. You see my figure more or less, stick some more. Another one that I came across when I was doing some research was Jadakiss from from pay-per-view. I hop off the top rope and chop you in the throat. Come through like Sting, all black with a bat, then I drop you like Goldberg right on your back. Styling and profiling like Ric Flair dressed me. Sort of like Kidman, all the chicks think I'm sexy.
Nice. Well put together.
It was definitely.
Everything Griselda.
Ah, yeah. That's they bag. That's they MO, Rim. So many wrestling bars from Griselda. And we, like y'all mentioned, we saw West Side Gun. West Side Gun came out there in AEW.
Fact.
Conway, Benny, those guys are big wrestling heads, man.
It's wild that there's so many wrestling heads out there that's rappers, man. It's just that it's crazy because it's like coming from our world, being a wrestling fan, especially black and being a wrestling fan, it's I ain't gonna say it's frowned upon, but you definitely get the that ain't a real sport, why you watch that? Nobody. It's like, bro, it's entertainment. And it's just good to see that some of these people who spit some of the toughest bars, toughest lyrics are wrestling fans out there.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, you love rap. Jadakiss watches wrestling. What's up? What you gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Snoop just got inducted. What you gonna say? You know what I'm saying?
All right.
It falls into a small little genre where these same famous people and people look at people who watch anime, like some of us in the group of Facebook, and they're like, "You watch anime?" I was like, "You don't?" Like, bro, this is some of the most entertaining shit I've seen in a while.
Right.
This shit is wild, bro. You gotta check this shit out. You motherfucking chopping demons up. What you doing?
Anime is like on a whole another level.
Right, but but it's similar. Like people like you used to look at it and like, all right, demonize it. You was a nerd, or you still watching that, and it's like, but your favorite person, your favorite rapper, your favorite celebrity probably loves this shit, and I bet you would turn a corner and just be like, oh shit, really? So you do that face like, see that? Yeah, with rap, with wrestling.
I always like it. I've always liked it, but I was a nerd, so it's just a cool one. That's all. But
that's okay, man. Were we wrapping this up already, or were we doing a
Nah,
comparison?
it's I mean, we still got more. It's just that I was just waiting to see other people's. We got one more thing, but I was just saying, just waiting to see other people's lyrics. Anybody got any favorite rap bar lyrics, wrestling bar lyrics?
It's so many that I have on my head.
It was like a 50. It was like a 50 Cent Lloyd Banks joint. I can't remember it though. Like they did one.
Was it the line where Banks was like, "I put your bitch in the Boston Crab"? Is that the bar?
Yeah, yeah.
Only Banks would say something like that.
It was like, I think the song was like "Bad News" or something like that. That was the name of the song.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
50 Cent. Yeah.
I'm not a wrestler, but I'll put your bitch in the Boston Crab. Like that's
I remember that one.
Yeah, I
Bro,
remember. It was Lloyd Banks. I know the song now. It's on Bad News, but yeah, it was 50 Cent song. I remember that.
Raise his hand. Rim. I haven't heard everything that you. I haven't heard all your stuff, but have you ever used wrestling? Oh, have you ever used wrestling terms?
No, you know what? And I don't know why I haven't. But no, I haven't. But I haven't wrote in the last six or 7 years anyway. Except when I made. Actually, I did when I did the intro for us for the podcast.
Well, that's true. Yes, he does have the intro for the podcast. Chris Al, you've heard the intro before. He has 2 intros, so I'll send those out to you too, like to sample them and stuff like that, because it was just great to hear them. And I was like, I haven't included them a lot more because like we've been going like 2 hours and more, so it's like. Rim, apologies to you, of course, with that because you want to
hear those Dipset bars. You want to hear the Goody Goo Rim,
the Goody Goo-Goos.
Right, but I mean, he's done. So you know what? My favorite is Rims. Like I'm just gonna say it right now. My co-host.
You got the co-side. There we go. Yeah. All
right, and there was a moment there when we was talking about anime. I was going to slander Batman, but I chose not to.
Oh,
you know what?
No.
See, this why
I was. I said I was. I said I was.
You don't let a moment go by.
Wake up.
As soon as you see my green dot on the chat, he's like, "Yo, Rim." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Fuck Batman," and that be the conversation.
Oh my God.
I ain't do it. It's called growth out here. It's called growth.
Yeah, we've been growing now. We're growing.
Yeah.
So that's maturity right there. Let's go.
Yeah, I could have said something, but I didn't. Nah, it's cool. I'm chilling off of Batman for the next.
We be having a great conversation out of nowhere, Ron. But yo, Rim, what's up? Man, fuck Batman. I'm like, bro, what I do today? Why do I do
You ain't do nothing. The Batman still exists. That's the issue, But we're not gonna talk about that. But I will.
Batman?
Don't stop. No.
Oh, I'm about to get jumped there.
Nah. Donald's a Batman fan. You're fine.
No, I'm not a Batman. Okay, so y'all miss it. I'm not a Batman fan. I want to be clear on that. Yeah. I am a Joker fan. However, you don't get one without the other. So the appreciation of Joker needing Batman to fulfill his whatever destiny you want to call it is why I support Batman. But no, I'm not a Batman fan. I don't support any fucking superhero except for Deadpool and Black Adam. Like those are like really the only 2. So like, and that's because they're both like assholes. So like they fit for me. Like I like Tony Stark, but he's soft. But the Black Adam and Deadpool are like my definition of what a superhero would be. And Hancock. Hancock is the perfect definition of what a superhero.
Bro, Hancock was that dude, man. I was waiting for a secret feather.
So, bro, Hancock is the most. We are, but Hancock is the most broken.
It's funny.
I don't give ass hero ever, yo. Like
how you alive forever? You got no paper.
I'm just mad that like the only thing that makes them weak is a white woman, yo.
Damn
like,
it!
Kind of wild.
I was gonna say that. Shit, I was dying laughing. I was like,
true. That's kind of true.
Black man is powerful except for when he's around this one white woman, bro.
Well, that's the Kanye lyrics. You gonna leave your ass for a white girl?
Oh.
Hey.
All right, yo, but so like let's just so it's a little game we can play. Basically, I'm gonna just go around the room and just ask y'all if you could compare a rapper or a wrestler to a rapper, who would you compare them to? Like, for me, an example I came up with is Bray Wyatt, and this is gonna be wild and out there, but Slick Rick. The reason I say Slick Rick is because both of them are storytellers. You're going to get a great ass story from both of them. You know what I'm saying? You let them do them. They're both creative with their words. They're both creative with their art. You know, he can paint. One paints a picture with his body, with his character, with his acting. The other one paints a picture with his words. And for me, I would compare those two bases just off the storytelling portion alone.
Okay, so let me make sure I got this like straight. We're comparing we're like making comparisons to rappers and wrestling characters, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like something like if you was to go with superheroes, John Cena would be clearly Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Bitch boy. Right, I got it.
Fuck. Yeah, I thought you just said Wale with Bray Wyatt.
That's interesting too.
Because you gotta think about it, like Bray, he comes out, you know what I mean? He got a whole lot to say, and at first it'd be meaningful. Just like Wale when he gets on the verse. Your boy be spitting.
And that
Like,
shit
he be
don't mean
spitting.
nothing after he fight. It don't mean
Exactly,
nothing
like-
after he fight. But you know what's interesting about that though is Seth Rollins also said like that's the part of like working with Bray that's so hard because it kills your character. Like whatever character like you are, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have to go against something that's that strong, even if you win, you still lose. So like
that's why I always told people him winning and losing does not matter because Bray Wyatt is always going to be Bray Wyatt no matter what.
I get that part, but I get tired of seeing him take L's. I'm sorry. I do. Like I don't want to see the boogeyman come on screen and not kill nobody. You understand what I'm saying? Like somebody got to die. You know,
Wait,
like
I mean, no, don't get me wrong.
So Halloween Kills.
I understand what you're saying, and I agree. Like him losing sucks. I'm just saying that even with him losing,
it
doesn't hurt. Yeah, it just doesn't hurt Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, I that part I get. I just don't. It's just I don't know, bro. Like,
I get it.
we get
it. I get it, bro. You can't be you can't be like the most gangsters out here.
Right, and then get your ass whooped in the first round, like of the fight. Like no.
Right.
Facts. That was the issue with the Fiend. Like when the Fiend came and it was this mythological thing, you would think it would be unstoppable. And with the L's that the Fiend took, there's no reason why the Fiend should have lost at that WrestleMania to Randy Orton. That
One
should have been
RKO.
Or Crown Jewel to
Crown
to
Jewel.
face.
We don't talk about that. That
Oh no,
Goldberg
he
won
should
a
have lost
vacant
that
title.
Crown Jewel. He definitely
Here we go. What's his Goldberg? That's the problem.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute.
Here we go.
What's his
Here we
Goldberg?
go.
What's his Goldberg?
Y'all not gonna do my man like that.
Yeah, we are.
I like Bill, but the Fiend should have not lost like that.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was with that. Bill did his thing, bro. Bill put him down.
I can't rock with that. So bad for like damn.
Oh man,
that's the worst part, yo. He lost to the man that DDT'd himself, bro.
Somebody who qualifies for AARP.
I'm still trying to figure out how he's even cleared to wrestle, bro. Like it's like, bro, you DDT'd yourself, bro. Like, how did you do that? Like
he shows up,
Every time he
Vince
comes to the
McMahon,
ring, he's concussed.
Vince
every
McMahon
time,
cuts
bro.
a check, and he's just like, "All right, let's go," and then he concussed himself. Like I don't
But
know.
I mean,
What the
A DDT
but like,
to yourself is wild, bro. A whole DDT to yourself, bro.
yo,
It's the fact that you
like,
did it.
he's dangerous, bro. Like Bill is dangerous, bro. Like
It's probably a football thing.
All right,
Lex
so
Luger
wait.
slapped himself.
Who
Lex
would
Luger
y'all
slapped himself with? So yeah.
Who would you got? Who? All right. So then, if we're comparing, who would you guys say Goldberg is to a rapper?
That's a good question.
And I'm not troll. If I'm not,
I'm
trolling,
not fucking with y'all. I just want to hear this.
if I'm not trolling, Goldberg is somebody off Kids Pop. But
Cheddar Bob, and he wasn't even a rapper. Cheddar Bob.
right.
Cheddar Bob.
Cheddar Bob. If I'm not trolling, but if I'm trolling, he's the greatest rapper of all time. So
Goldberg is Stan
Goldberg.
Spit.
Stan Spit. Ah.
Shoot.
I actually made a list, but I guess since we're all doing one, unless if it's cool with y'all, like, cause I have a,
go ahead, do your thing.
I got a
Yeah.
few. I got a few. I'm gonna, and then you guys could, ask about it.
Yeah.
I said Jay-Z is the Undertaker.
Okay, I want to know about that one. Break that
All
one
right,
down.
I say that because you see how Jay-Z was able to transcend different decades. Like he was able to, you got this.
So from an element
right,
of consistency.
Right. Like you see how
gotcha.
the Undertaker was able to change with the times.
Right.
So was Jay-Z.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with that. I agree with that. Man.
Yeah. I said Bret Hart is Rakim.
Fair.
That's an interesting one too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had actually thought of a weird thing, like, because Bret Hart knows how to tell a story in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Nas, because he knows how to tell a story in his rap, like how he knows how to engage you, even if some of it might be not as catchy as everything else, flashy.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
But then he still delivers, and you're like, no, that was good though. That shit was good.
I would say Sean would be Eminem.
Mm.
Like I think, like, because you look at the comparisons, and like, even though Sean now is he's saved Christian now, but you look at how they both started off, they were wild and crazy, right? Like wild and crazy. They both lyrically, Eminem was wild and crazy, and then Sean as a wrestler was wild and crazy, and then like this time around they're kind of like more like mellowed out, like still great, but like mellowed out, like, all right, I don't have to be like a complete asshole for people to love me type. So
All right. I actually went older for Sean. I went with Big Daddy Kane.
okay, I could see that too. But I would say that's more Diesel.
No, yeah, for sure. Eminem, that's a good comparison. I went with Kane because Kane was always looking like, how could I be different? Okay, Rakim, he get up on stage and rap, he don't dance. I'ma dance. KRS, he could rap, but he don't dress.
Right.
I'ma dress. You know what I'm saying? So, Kane had the flashy, he had the nice clothes, he was dancing. Sean, he come out there, he dancing, he got the music and everything. So he's different from Bret. That's why I put Bret, Rakim. Right. Rakim and Kane had their little comp. Sean and Bret had their comp.
Mm-hmm.
I got somebody for Stone Cold.
Okay, I'm listening to this one. This is a good one.
Word.
I got somebody for Steve Austin. Y'all gonna like this one.
Is it DMX?
Nah, not X. I got
Snoop.
I gotta say 50.
Okay.
I want to get an explanation. I want to get.
I'd say 50 because
Can I take a guess? I just want to take a guess. The reason why I think you said 50 Cent is because both of them, when it comes to that talking, they talk that talk. They both tough as nails. One being paralyzed, one being like walking, wrestling, knees fucked up. 50 Cent got shot 9 times. He went when he first came out. He went at everybody and everybody get it. Just like Stone Cold is like, yo, these hands are ready to eat for everybody, as we seen the 2-man power trip.
There you go.
My
I'm
favorite
thinking along those.
favorite wrestling segment of all times, by the way. But go ahead, continue.
So I think on those lines is why you went with Stone Cold.
Correct, sir. Yes, you got
Uh-huh.
it. That's
On
why.
it now.
Okay, I can get with that though. I can.
I got one.
Mm.
How about Meek Mill and Montez Ford? They both highly energetic and they some fly ass motherfuckers.
Okay.
Hey, nah, yo.
I can get with
But
that.
when, so then who's the Drake? Who's the Drake? Because Meek Mill lost to Drake, bro.
That's a good question. Who is Drake?
Drake would be main event Jey Uso.
Oh,
man.
Salty 2 belts?
Yeah.
Salty 2 belts.
Yeah. I mean, think
Wow.
about it. Think about it, right? Every time Drake lose a girl, what he do? He unfollow her on IG. You know, every time Jay lost to Roman, he had an attitude. You know, it fits. They both emo, like they emo characters. Like that's how they come across and they sell, right? So yeah, main event Jey Uso and Drake. Bro.
I like that. Who's Roman? Y'all got a Roman?
Oh, that's a tough one, yo. Roman.
Yeah.
All right, so
It's gotta feel like somebody who started off and then just made themselves into a pinnacle with help, though, not just by themselves, though. So it's like
I honestly think Roman is Kendrick, bro. Like,
okay,
if you had to put him with somebody like of today's time, if you take him back old school, or I shouldn't really say old school, but I mean it would be old school now, I would probably give him Method Man, like from like the 90s or whatever. But in today's era of music, he's definitely Kendrick Lamar.
Makes sense.
To me.
So, all right, so I got one. All right. Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry.
I was about to say, is it just WWE guys, or are we still doing?
I mean, it could be whoever. It could be whoever.
All right.
Mark
Henry.
Mark Henry. Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry, but Rick Ross when he was fat. only because and specific. I mean, I'm not being.
No,
funny.
I know. It caught me off guard.
Rick Ross is still fat though.
It works. It works. I see it. I see it.
I mean, but like before he lost he lost weight. Yeah, he's still big, but like when he was big, like
when he was big Ross.
Oh, yeah,
big Ross.
Like both of them was out here partying, getting the girls, but they made big dudes be able to look fly. Like, don't get me wrong, I could have went the Biggie comparison, but
yeah, because Biggie did it with his shirt on. You know, like
you know what I'm saying, right? Like, yo, my man, my man,
Ross don't care. He'll get naked.
Right. He'll be like, bro, put your clothes on, bro.
Wasn't he the one who was like he pears and stuff?
Nah,
titties is out.
Y'all gonna look at these titties. Y'all gonna look at my rolls. I'm in a Maybach.
That's called confidence, bro. That's called confidence. Fuck it.
I mean, because
let's go.
When DJ Khaled have his shirt open, it ain't about the shirt being open. It's just, bro, like sometimes, bro, you ain't got to have your shirt off all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that go for skinny people too. I'm not. It's not like, because I'm a big dude. I'm just saying, like, it's just one of the things where it's like, all right, you take your shirt off, you sexy, like in the moment in the thing, we get it, right? And then put your damn clothes back on. You know, like, like every time I see you, you shouldn't be naked, bro. Like that's the point that I'm making. And Ross was always naked. And it was like, bro, like, why do they not make
bro,
sure?
you're not lying about it. You're not lying about that. This is crazy. Your man lose weight, now he got all his clothes on.
Yeah. But before he was naked. And so it makes you think that they have clothes in his size. But was he really, that's how he had to walk around in his clothes? Because he didn't fit. Like one of the two.
You know who I had a hard one to figure out, and maybe y'all can help me with this. I tried to come up with somebody for Randy Orton.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lil Wayne.
Oh, yeah.
Lil Wayne. Yeah.
Lil Wayne for Randy Orton.
And I'll tell you why. Because
Troublemaker and all that shit, and then he became his own thing.
I got one for Dolph Ziggler as well. I got one for Dolph Ziggler as well. But the reason why I say Lil Wayne, the reason why I say Lil Wayne for Randy is because like Wayne, Wayne been out since like 99, 98, maybe a little before then. Randy, since 2002. But Randy is at a point now where, just like Wayne had a moment in the era where he was fired. Randy had that same era as well. But Wayne also took a back seat, like Randy took a back seat. But whenever you need them to be on and whenever they need to deliver, they're always going to deliver and have you in a moment. And that's why I said Lil Wayne.
And they the face of what you see. Like that apex, like kind of look of what people are looking for in like a wrestler, like that body type, that like athleticism in the ring, that ability to talk on the mic. Like the guys who really get the opportunities and shots outside of the Shield are guys that look like Randy in some form or fashion. So yeah, I can agree with that.
And in a certain sense too, I would say, because Lil Wayne did actually try to, even if he changed himself up. Remember, he did a rock album too.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad to me. I was like, yo, he actually extended himself to something different. And then
the rock album was good.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and then Randy extends himself out to a different persona or a different style.
Yeah,
it fits, and it clicks. So it's I get it.
The Lil Wayne comparison is dead on. I'm with that.
I agree with
that. As far as Dolph, this rapper honestly can be put with a lot of other people. Nah, for real. Like, it's not even Vanilla Ice, for real. That's my man.
I'm fucking around.
That's my man.
B Square's
Vanilla Ice is Zack Ryder. That's Vanilla Ice.
But Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco.
Hear me out with this.
Go ahead. Yeah, elaborate. Yeah.
We both know that when it comes to putting on matches, Dolph Ziggler can give you what you need. You need a 3-star, cool. You need a 5-star, cool. You need a 1 and done, cool. And he gonna do it. He gonna sell his ass off. Lupe Fiasco, and I mean, also it's safe to say that Dolph had a moment where he should have been the guy. Same with Lupe Fiasco. Lupe Fiasco is one of those dudes who puts out good albums, great albums. Me and Chris talked about one before. We talked about The Cool. We talk about Lupe Fiasco on and off, you know what I'm saying, for every now and then. But he makes good timeless music the same way What's His Face got good classics under his belt. But they both could have been the man if they wanted to. For real, if they wanted to, they could have been the man. For real. And I feel like for that reason right there, at least for me, is why I'll give him Lupe Fiasco, because like if he wanted to and he could have, I would say if he wanted to, he could have been the man. He could have been the top guy. You know what I'm saying?
Dolph definitely. I agree. Listen, I see what you said. That's some good. That's a good one right there. Like that's one of the sleeper ones that when you actually look at it, you like, that make perfect sense.
Right. And then like just recently, Lupe wild out with him and Royce 259 was just gave my man like 10 minutes of diss tracks. So it's like,
and I would say CM Punk is the game, bro.
No, who?
Hey, bro.
No,
CM Punk is the game.
Yeah, bro.
CM Punk with all his controversy is Kanye West at this point.
No, he's the game, bro. He's the game.
Why would you say game? Why would you say game?
Because he always complaining about what he don't get. But it's like, bro, like have you ever stopped to think that maybe you don't really deserve what you think you should have? Like, or like you talk yourself out of situations where you could have had. Like CM Punk is that guy. Like, and he does it in the way of where it makes everybody else around him feel like they're uncomfortable, right? Like he doesn't like them, and then you go and talk to him, and it's like, oh, no, I respect this guy, and it's like, yo, so who's the liar? Is it the character or is it Phil? Like, which one of y'all is the one lying? Like, we need to know. He's the game, bro. Like CM Punk is the game, bro.
I can see it.
I'm saying with Kanye West only because of every time this motherfucker opens his mouth, it's some dumb shit that he wants to cause controversy, and then it's like, why?
I would say Vince McMahon is more Kanye West than like if you really want to go down that road.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
Like
Vince McMahon is Kanye West.
Vince would be Kanye West. Like if we can keep it 100, Vince got Kanye West written all over him.
Oh no! I see it at this point now. I'm not gonna even bring it up. Not with that shit. Mm-mm.
I mean, y'all mentioned DMX earlier.
Yes.
What about John Moxley?
What is DMX? I can see that.
There you go.
I look at something like that.
So I had somebody who said Eddie Kingston was going to say Eddie Kingston. He was going to he was going to join in the podcast, but for whatever reason it wouldn't work. But yeah, like I believe for the rappers, he was saying Eddie Kingston, and I'm like, all right. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, was he saying it for DMX?
I mean, I don't know.
Because if you look at Eddie Kingston and John Moxley, it's like John is like up here.
I can see John. I can see John as like, but then part of me can see John as Coolio. So it's like you got like so yeah, like when he's in that like that other character, like when he's okay, so like when he's like the serious person, like he's like DMX, but when he's just like being like a technical wrestler but like goofy with it, he's Coolio to me. Like
he ain't goofy no more. Dude stomps dudes and bleeds everywhere.
I mean, but that would be the DMX. Okay, so I'll put it this way: the difference between Dean Ambrose and John Moxley. Okay, put that.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
I got you right now. The difference between them: one was sober and one's not sober.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So DMX, Coolio. Like,
wow. Yes, I mean,
I can definitely see the DMX comparisons. I can also. And then like so that's the question I got for everybody. Who is Seth then?
Fuck. He's such a wild card, honestly.
Andre 3000.
Yeah. Andre comes to mind. And
you know what?
And then you can put you can put Andre 3000 there. You can put Ludacris. You can put Ludacris there, and you could put J. Cole. Like, just based off of the characters that we've seen him play. Beast Slayer is definitely J. Cole to me, right? The guy who betrayed his brothers with the shield, that's Ludacris. And then, like, his overall character, like the guy who's like a puppet master, Andre 3000. Absolutely.
Seth has gone through so many changes in his character. He has so many layers, so many nicknames. So you need an artist.
Andre fits.
I think Andre is a really, really good one.
Andre's a good one.
Yeah, because Andre's like went from like how he was rapping like just with Outkast, and I wanted to ask a different question after this. As with him this is the way that he rapped before, then now he rapped afterwards, and now he's doing whatever he's not.
His growth was crazy. Like Andre's growth, and I think that also played a part in the group breaking up themselves because his growth was crazy. And that he got some of that Badu and that third eye was open, that boy was somebody different. You know what I mean?
That Key and Peele sketch is like kind of.
I think it had to do with his fucking Erykah Badu. That's what I think it had to do. That nigga
got open.
That nigga had so much more to talk about after that. Like,
his mind was open now.
Yeah, schooled him, man. Like how we want to put it, but he changed and
creatively
he got better. Creatively, exactly.
Or maybe he just had the freedom to really be like what he wanted to be on a record in comparisons. Like like I can speak for this, right?
What was that album? His half of the Love Box, Love Below, or the Speaker Box, Love Below.
Yeah,
his half was fire. It was so creative.
Wow.
But
it was so different.
I thought Big Boy sound was fire too, though. Big Boy has some.
It was knocking Big Boy. I'm just talking about Andre.
I get what you saying.
At that time, it was so different for us to hear such.
I think you have to. I think in a group though, and I can speak on this because of doing joint records with people. Where it's your responsibility to the record is different, right? And you have to be consistent in your role to those records versus when it's just you, it's like, oh, I can do what the fuck I want to do, like within who I am, right? Because you still have a core like audience or whatever, right? So I always thought he was that guy that we heard, right? But it was like, now you putting him on records with Jay-Z, it's like, oh, I really get to show people that I belong here, you know. And then so people look
I'm more that brings you back to that award show where you said, listen, they're gonna stop shitting on Southern rappers. We here.
Yeah, we making a statement. He said that at the Source Awards. Yep.
So
you want to get the question though?
Oh yeah. If you want to get the question, Chris, you said.
Well, no, you said you wanted to ask the question.
My bad. I thought he did.
No. Go ahead, Rob.
As a tag team, what do you feel? Because there's been dual rappers that's come out. Who can you compare them to tag team wrestlers?
New Day. I don't know. I don't. That's a tough one.
I mean, if you could think of one, it's fine. If not, we could just go on to the next time.
Got one for you.
Okay.
Mobb Deep, the Hardy Boys.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say that one. I was gonna say that one, and I was gonna say the Dudley Boys would be what the Beastie Boys, like that. That's who they would be.
Because and just to further explain why, because with Mobb Deep, we know Prodigy always got the praise for the lyricism and being the better rapper. Jeff always got the credit for being the better performer, the more flashy. Matt is more of the architect, matchmaker, and Havoc is the producer. So I put Havoc with Matt, put Jeff with P.
And Edge and Christian are the Clips. Like,
okay, that's not a bad one.
So
that's kind of like a backslap to Christian, man.
I mean,
so who's Christian and who's Edge?
I mean, but
now you got to dictate who was who now, and it's like,
because okay, so like essentially, like Christian would be I'm trying to think of Christian would be
Malice. Is no Malice.
Yeah, Malice. Christian is definitely Malice, but but like I feel like out of the two, like so when I watch Edge and Christian wrestle, I always feel like Christian has the better character. Okay, like he's always involved in the better storyline. He's always like the way he cuts his promos are better. I just don't understand, but you cannot erase the fact that the fans gonna love who they love, And so, and that's not to say that Edge doesn't deliver or doesn't bring it, but out of the two, Christian brings it more, but Edge is the one who is always gonna be, like when you look at the two of them, he's gonna be the one that gets the praise out of those two. But
so Edge is Pusha T.
Yeah, he definitely would be Pusha T. I agree, but I think Malice is better.
No, Malice got balls. You know what it is? Malice went and changed his life. Pusha T, 47, still act like he in a dope game. Go sit the fuck down somewhere, bro. Like,
but that's the thing. But same thing with Edge. Edge still want to wrestle. Like he want to wrestle like he's 22 and can't no more. No, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like, so it's the same thing. Like, and then you flip over and you watch Christian. Christian is still getting it, but he doing other things. But it's always been like that. Even when, like, before Malice went and changed his life, like Pusha T was the one that, like Pusha T was the one who got the credit. Like, it was just like the group is the group because like Pusha T. You know what I'm saying? When you look at Edge and Christian, like the fans, they love Edge. And not that they dislike Christian, because they love Christian too. But it's like Captain Charisma really was Captain Charisma, and Edge was able to just kind of like feed off of that. And like the crowd was just like, we want Edge. Like between the two of them, right? It was
you still had, and to add to that, you still had those match moments. I mean, who doesn't remember Edge spearing Jeff from that ladder?
Right.
That stands out.
So he
Heavy.
got a majority of the highlights out the group.
But can I tell you whose idea that was though?
Jeff's?
Captain Charisma's idea for that
I'm
spot.
sure. I'm sure.
So
I'm sure it was.
So, and like I mean, what was that? Bubba Ray was talking about it on some interview he did where they talked about the spots and how they got into like kind of like arguments on like what spots would happen, and because they felt like that the Edge and Jeff spot was going to be the highlight of the show, but some of the other guys like Devon and them was like, nah, this is going to be it. So it like kind of, but Bubba Ray and Christian were like, y'all missing this. Like nobody's ever seen this happen before. And then like it ended up like when you think of WrestleMania 17, before you think of anything else about that pay-per-view, you think of that part. Like so
Yes. I mean that's fair,
yeah. I'll say this last one real quick and then I'm gonna just wrap it up. Basically Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Harlem Heat. And
Harlem Heat, okay.
Harlem Heat.
Okay.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
We coming for you, nigga.
All right. Did we do The Rock at all?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Just quick though, because we gotta wrap this up.
The Rock is Cameron. Let's keep it moving.
Yeah. That's
I would say LL, man. I'm not gonna do that to The Rock.
I agree with him.
LL Cool J is The Rock, baby. LL Cool J is The Rock, baby.
Lady love The Rock.
Yeah.
I would go with LL. I don't see the Cameron.
I like that one.
I had to play the Cameron. I can see the LL. I don't see the Cameron.
Cameron is Doink the Clown, man. Cameron is Doink the Clown, bro. Cameron is Doink. He's Doink.
Wow.
Cameron is Doink, man.
All
right. Just messing with Cam, bro.
All right. So this has been an amazing segment between me, Chris, Rim, Duck, and Donald. Wow, that just sounded weird. Say it the other way around.
Donald Duck.
Right.
Wow. Okay.
War Wrestling Alliance Radio combining with
Periodic Paragraphs, Rap Lab Podcast.
Wow. And this is what we do. And if you guys love us, tune into us we're doing the releases every Friday. I don't know when you release your podcast.
Thursdays. We're on every Thursday. You can catch the podcast, Rap Lab.
All right. And then before we exit, we always want to make sure if you guys have any entrepreneurships, any kind of businesses that you guys have, please shout them out here so that we can
Make sure you stream my album. It's still out, doing well, doing good numbers. I'm close to 25K on streams. Plain OD. Make sure y'all get their streams in. Should have Hold You Down on the radio.
There you go.
Not just in DC, but in
Let's go.
and Kansas City, and in a couple other places real soon. So be on the lookout for that as well.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Chris, anything you want to throw in today real quick?
Definitely check out the Rap Lab Podcast on YouTube. Check out the Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all those different platforms. Like, subscribe, and share.
Like, subscribe, share. Always. Rim.
Yeah, I know the vibes, man. I'm Rim Rock. And I have a restaurant.
He's going to do this whole promo.
Pull up. You know what I mean? If you're ever in the Berkshires, Pittsfield, Massachusetts, it's called Rim Rock's Fried Chicken and Soul Food. You can find me on Facebook at Rim Rock's Fried Chicken and Soul Food. You also can find me on Instagram at Rim Rock's Fried Chicken. You can find me on all social media platforms at Rim Rock's Fried Chicken. Or do yourself even better. Just Google Rim Rock's Fried Chicken. You'll find me.
It's right there. It's the first thing you pop up. It's the first.
Exactly. We have fried chicken. We have ribs. We have empanadas. We have baked mac and cheese. We have collard greens. We have
rim juice.
Rim juice. Bro, stop making me hungry, bro. God,
right. Duck, do you have anything to add before we cut off?
Candles coming soon.
Nice. I need some of them.
Candles coming soon. Y'all hear more about it soon. Just did first fall candles. So
nice.
Yeah,
I be getting my order in.
Facts.
Yeah, for sure.
There
man.
we go,
Hell
man.
yeah, hell yeah.
But,
It's always about promoting each other. Make sure that everybody's knowledge about this because I want to have fun with you guys. I want to talk about wrestling. I want to talk about rapping. I want to talk about everybody else. But you know what? Promote each other every time we have a chance. All right. It's been War Wrestling Alliance Radio.
Why are we watching this? Because my tribal chief, it just takes one lucky punch